On to politics we go. A split among the GOP congressional Republicans struggling with the president-elect's plan to impose tariffs on U.S. companies that move production offshore. Joining me right now is House Majority Leader Congressman Kevin McCarthy. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, good to see you.
So Republicans, like yourself, declining to endorse Trump's tweet, which threatened to impose a 35% import tariff. Talk to us about this. What do you propose instead?
Well, we both agree that we want to create an economy where people can keep their businesses here in America. Right now, our tax code pushes you overseas, repatriation, the highest corporate tax rate. There's ways to go about solving this problem. I think we all have many ideas on the table. I think you lower the tax rate, you change repatriation, and also you do a border adjustment. That's what we do when it comes to a better way. But all ideas are out there. I just want to think from one perspective that if we have the most competitive market in America, we won't have trade problems because, you know, more than 90% of the population lives outside of America. We can outproduce, and we want to make sure our products are everywhere around it in a fair, good manner.
I totally agree with you. And Congressman, I understand the idea of making America so attractive that all companies are going to want to do business in America and not take too many jobs overseas. But look, you were a businessman before you entered Congress, and you know that businesses have business all over the world. So should he be threatening, you know, to the tune of a 35% tariff? Or is this just a tool that he's just throwing out there to scare companies to hope that they do more business in America?
I mean, I think he's sending a clear message that he wants to build the jobs here in America. Because right now, if you're a shareholder, you'd look at your corporations and you would say, why are you staying in America? It's cheaper to be domiciled outside. You can't bring the money back without a high tax rate. So you've got to reform the entire tax code. And I think he's sending a message that he supports changing the tax code. That's what we've had many conversations about. And plus, so many times we talked with Donald Trump about changing the regulatory world of America. I mean, in the last administration, they have offered more than 500 major ruling of new regulation that, again, pushes companies out of America.
Right. I totally understand that. But this 35% tariff, have you spoken with Donald Trump about this?
Yeah, I talked to him lots of times. I haven't spoken to him since he put that tweet out. I'm sure I'll talk to him this week.
Because you say the government should not be picking winners and losers, right?
I don't think government should be picking winners and losers. I believe in the market. Look, when I started my first business when I was 19, there's 3 lessons I learned. You were the first to work, you're last to leave, and you're last to be paid. And from my perspective, I wanted to have a competitive market, but I wanted to be able to play into it. Those
are good rules. Let's talk about the first 100 days and what you expect to be realistic in terms of getting through. We've talked about tax reform. We've talked about repealing Obamacare. There's the border security and that wall. What do you think is really doable in terms of legislation?
I think you'll see action at the very beginning about border security. You'll see action at the very beginning doing the 2017 budget so we have reconciliation, so we can deal with repealing Obamacare. You'll see us working at the very beginning of replacing Obamacare as well. I just sent a letter out to all the governors and all the insurance commissioners to give us, Congress, their ideas as well, what a new health care system should look like. You'll see us start on tax reform as well. But also, Article 1, that regulatory world that became so burdensome where the executive branch has overreached, wheeling that back in, unshackling what really government has done to small businesses across the country, that they can invest again inside America.
Is it possible to repeal and replace Obamacare and that reconciliation bill in a timely manner, whereas no one gets any interruption in terms of their health care?
We can do it. It's not perfect how you go about doing it, but it has to be done. Look at Obamacare. Skyrocketed premiums. You had 23 co-ops that were given more than $2 billion. 16 of them already failed. Insurance is leaving the market, so you don't have choice. This is failing on its own, so you have to pull it out to be able to go through and replace it. We'll have a transition to make that happen, but I think what you want to have happen here is to get it right. Not just that it has to be within 100 days, but you get the system right.
And you've discussed the budget document that will pave the way for the repeal. That's expected in the Senate first week of 17?
Yeah. Look for the Senate to start at the very beginning on budget for 2017, moving quickly to the House and then passing which gives us the capability of repealing Obamacare on not a 60 vote, but a 51 vote inside the Senate.